Hello and welcome to Christmas History with Smith Cow. Let's head straight in. So, hello and welcome to Christmas History with Smith Cow. So let's get down to it. So, Christmas, historically speaking, what does it come from? Where does it originate? Well, let's get started. So basically, Christmas actually originates from a German tradition. So why exactly is it called Christmas? Because you see, before it was called Christmas, it was called Xmas. And obviously, not everyone knows that. A while ago, maybe still now, people were saying, you're taking the Christ out of Christmas. And like, no, Xmas comes before. We're just trying to be a little more acceptant. Because you can't just slam your name in front of something and just go, it's ours now. Anyway, sorry if I offended you. I'm just saying, and so it comes from a German tradition. So, but why exactly is it now called Christmas? So now it's called Christmas because when the Christians came to Germany, or, when they were spread into the German traditions, you had a bit of a job convincing people, because it's like, well, your religion is wrong, but ours is correct. It's like, but how can you prove that? Because religion is fine, believing something, but trying to convince someone that theirs is wrong but yours is right. I mean, it's people can become atheists relatively, or agnostic. The chance of them like that, it's a higher chance of someone becoming like an atheist or agnostic generally than it is for them to shift religion. So obviously it can be a bit of a job to convince someone. However, that exactly is what the Christian church set out to do. And I will say, there's nothing especially wrong with the Christian religion as itself. I mean, there are some things that are, suspect with. But the problem is, I think, no offense to people, but the Bible. See, the Bible is written by human beings. It's, in a certain fashion, you could say, oh, well, if you don't believe in something, that's fine. If you believe in something, that's also fine. But, it's because you just gotta be careful, what you believe. Because sometimes what you believe is like, it's wrong, and kind of just wrong. It's not just, oh, you can't prove it. Be open to the idea that you may be wrong if you can't prove it, but not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily mean you are wrong. Some cases it does, but other cases it doesn't. But the fact is, if you are wrong, there are some things which within the Bible, within the Christian church, is what you'll find. So anyway, getting off that, the point is the Christian church is the thing that decides to spread. So they enter Germany, and of course German traditions are, well, they're not really, they're not exactly Catholic, not exactly Christian. So, well, they go, okay, so we have to, these people are here ripe for the entering. So, okay, so they say to them, okay, so you have this tradition around the 25th of December. Yeah, actually, did you know that was actually when our Savior was actually born? And this actually happens because they decide to change the birth date of the Savior, Jesus Christ, to Christmas Day. That's what it's called, which is the 25th. Now, for those of you who don't know, actually I mentioned this previously in the video, but if you skipped along, Xmas came for Christmas. Little extra fact for you. Point is that if you think about this, the reason why people celebrate Christmas on the 25th of December is because, well, the Germans had a tradition on the 25th of December. Now, if the Germans had this tradition on the 29th of December, well, maybe that would have been the date that we'd all be celebrating Christmas Day. But the fact is, that wasn't the date. The date was the 25th. Now, obviously, Germany is actually a great place for Christmas traditions in the modern world, because the modern world has taken so many Christmas traditions from Germany. They took Christmas itself. Christmas itself came from the German tradition, but I guess you could say it makes it like non-Christian. So, you know, sorry to all the Christians out there. Technically, your celebration isn't originally Christian. So, you know, anyone who isn't Christian, don't worry. If you're not Christian, you know, you can still celebrate Christmas Day, you know, and Christmas Eve and all that stuff. That's still technically not a Christian celebration. It's just the Christians also happen to celebrate on that day because the Catholic Church wanted to expand into Germany. But there you go. Anyway, so by the way, maybe I haven't mentioned this earlier in the video, as far as we can tell, Jesus Christ was actually born around February. So, you know, pretty significant change. If you want to celebrate February as an actual Christmas day, then go ahead. Do as you do. Anyway, so we also have the tradition of the tree. The tree comes from Germany. It's actually comes to England. That's its main sort of its first port of call when it begins to expand. It comes to England. A little bit of fact. It doesn't actually come to England under Queen Victoria and Albert. It comes to England over a different king, actually. So the fact of the matter is that at that time that actually, however, this time, sorry, it's just a thing that is given to the royal family. So the royal family have this, you know, German tradition of a Christmas tree, and then Victoria comes along, you know, obviously, she's royal. She has the Christmas tree in her family traditions, and she says, okay, have this tree. Now, people, look, I have the tree. You can be just like the Queen with your own very special tree. No, the point is that the tree begins to spread, and begins to spread all across the world. And now we technically have Victoria and Albert to thank for the spreading of the Christmas tree, but the actual origin of the Christmas tree is Germany. So, in fact, is the tradition of placing decorations on the tree. Although I think you could technically then put that in with the tree itself. I mean, is the tree and the decorations, because it comes from the same place, is it? The point is, if you want to look for the best place for the Christmas traditions, Germany is your country. Because, well, I mean, it's people don't always realize this. People think of it, you know, because it's like Christianity obviously would have helped spread that tradition of, you know, that celebration. Obviously, they would have changed it slightly, so, you know, for those of you who don't go to Mass around Christmas, actually, that's an interesting thing that Christianity has managed to do, which is get people to go to Mass during celebrations. So people go to Mass, like, they actually sit through, like, an hour or 2 hours of Mass on one day, Christmas Day. It's an amazing branding thing, I guess you could say. But anyway, so basically, if you don't go to church on Christmas Day and all that stuff, that's technically fine, I guess you could say, because you're just celebrating the German tradition, although you might want to look up the German tradition a little bit further. Anyway, thank you for listening to this short period of learning about Christmas's history. You can view other videos. Christmas facts are actually out. We made a couple of them last year. You can now see some new ones this year. And, you know, hopefully we'll be able to continue making Christmas special facts. So anyway, just to update you, so we're actually having a Christmas kind of like an hour. We're gonna have a video, a video. It's not all of them are gonna be Christmas themed, but we're gonna have a new video every single hour on Christmas Day. Now, not all of them are gonna be good. That sounds bad, but you know, we have some stuff like, for example, we have multiple stuff that are going up. So some stuff such as music. We're gonna have a bit of music. Unfortunately, we can't actually have Christmas music so far, and we might have Christmas music there. Pretty much so far, we can only have Christmas music on the Chaos Christmas, because it's mostly copyrighted. So, you know, if you want to listen to Christmas music, you can view it on the Christmas stuff. Anyway, see you next time, and hopefully we'll view other videos and you will enjoy yourself Christmas, possibly, or just an Xmas. depending on what you believe in or what you think of, people taking other people's traditions and then making it their own. Anyway, so hopefully I will see you next time, and hopefully you will come back again. Please don't unsubscribe if you are a Christian and you are offended by this. This is not what, I don't mean to offend you, I'm just saying this is historical purposes. Anyway, so see you then, or not if you don't come back. Then I won't see you. But anyway, bye.